Welcome to the Practical Pet Parenting Podcast, where science and research meets simplicity, practicality, and humor. Because we all know that pet parenting isn't just one thing. It's magical, beautiful, life-changing, frustrating, and overwhelming all at the same time. I'm Dr. Ashita Suresh, a vet, a mom, a dog mom, on the multiple species pet parenting journey just like so many of you. Join me as we cut through the noise, fear, and fluff and take pet parenting from overwhelming to, well, barely manageable. As a vet, the biggest and most common problem by far that pet parents bring me is that their dogs and cats will not take medication. As a pet parent to an insane dog myself, most of my time is often spent plotting, planning, and scheming over the exact same thing. Now, if you are blessed with a pet that will happily take whatever medication you give, feel free to skip this episode. This is not for you. This episode is particularly for the cursed and miserable souls like me who struggle with it every single day. So, that said, let me share with you some tips, tricks, and straight up espionage tactics that I have learned over the years from trial, error, and secondhand accounts. So, to be honest, if your dog and cat allows it, the best way is to just open their mouth and pop the pill in, and then pop a treat right after it to help with the ego and kind of to make sure they swallow. Now, this sounds simple, but there's a bit of finesse to it. If you take this advice literally and do only that much, the pill is going to be spit back on your face before you can even blink. The trick is usually to pop it and hold the snout closed and massage their necks until you feel them swallow. Admittedly, this works best for dogs with long snouts, and it's not that great for cats or even dogs with flat faces. But however, a word of caution. Some animals, which were definitely psychopaths in their past lives, have perfected the art of willfully vomiting. So this means that it doesn't matter if they have swallowed it, they will salivate and spit it up all over the entire house for as long as it takes till the tablet or whatever that taste is out of their mouths. So if you have one of those animals, then this is not for you. We'll have to move on to the next trick. So now we've tried direct, it didn't work. So next we go for sneaky tactics. So the first sneaky tactic would be classic mixing in food. Now, a few points to be noted here are that the food chosen has to be very strong in smell and flavor. So, it's usually meat or any sort of gravy food, the wet food that we get. Now, I say usually because every dog is different when it comes to pilling. And if your dog will take a pill in a particular unconventional food, as long as it's not outright toxic, it's fine. You, do what you have to do. The second thing that you need to note that this has to be something that your pet will sell their soul for, meaning it should not be available all the time for them. It should be an extremely high value treat that they get only in these sort of desperate times. If you give that to them too regularly, it loses its value and they might not take it if they smell something off. Now, the next thing I'm about to say might sound mildly unhinged, but as much as possible, try not to let them see you mix the pill. I mean, I don't know what else I can say here, right? The parents of the most suspicious animals will understand this. If you get it, you get it. Just don't let them see you do it. So, if direct didn't work, sneaky didn't work, now we'll have to go for a bit of coercion. Now, this can be done in a number of ways, but they all involve the same principle is making the medicine spit proof and to have them take it themselves. The way we do this is to get something sticky, a small bit of honey, a little bit of a creamy treat, a little bit of ghee if they like it, right? Anything liquid and not very easy to throw out of the mouth, right? It needs to kind of stick to the roof of the mouth. Now mix the medicine in that substance and then you can either, if your dog or cat allows it, you can rub it on their gums. Now this is the most foolproof because the minute they take out their tongue and try to clean up their gums, it goes inside. Almost a guarantee that they will lick it and they will swallow. But then there is also the fact that if they let you touch their mouth and gums so easily, you wouldn't really be here in this predicament now, would you? Especially this works better for cats. What you can do is kind of rub it on their paws or somewhere on their fur, because cats in general are self groomers. They hate getting dirty, so they tend to groom and clean up, and they tend to take in the medicine that way. Now, this next tip I have not personally tried myself, but it's something that I have heard of. So, apparently, it involves a syringe, the medication, and a lot of those same liquid form treats. You kind of sandwich the medicine between the treats. You fill the syringe up with a little bit of the treat, and then put the medicine in between, and then put some more treat. And while your pet is kind of licking up the treat from the syringe, you also give them the medicine, and by the time they realize that it is medicine, they are back to the treat portion. So this may work for some, this may not. Like I said, I have tried it, I don't have a clue. But one thing I would suggest in this is a simpler form, and especially for liquid medication, what you can do is fill up the syringe with that liquid medication and coat the outside of the syringe with the treat, right? So while they are licking the treat on the outside, just squirt it so that it goes into their mouths. And admittedly, this works only for small volume medication, so again, might be great for cats or small dogs. Now, admittedly, for this method, you do require a quick hand and also some caution that the syringe should always be given from the side of the mouth, never the center, so that you don't run the risk of them choking. Now, I'm going to leave you with some final pro tips and some story time. My dog hates nail clipping, like capital HATES, hates. So, the first thing I did for him for almost an entire month was to show him the nail clippers and give him a treat. Now he comes behind me every time when I get out the nail clippers. And for pilling, if you have a difficult pet, I honestly suggest you do the exact same thing with syringes, even when you don't need to pill them. Second, go back and listen to the part about high value treats. Trust me, it's going to save you so much heartache. So that's it. My guide to pilling pets born of pain, hair loss, anxiety, and secondhand accounts. Also, if you have the rare pet for which nothing works, well, guess what? They are not that rare, and you are not a failure. You might have to go for topicals and injections, and that's okay, because that's just who they are. Good luck, and may the pill gods be with you. Thank you so much for listening to the Practical Pet Parenting Podcast. If you found this helpful, don't forget to follow, rate, or review. Whatever your podcasting app allows you to do it. You can also find me on Instagram at Indian Pet Vet and read more at practicalpetparenting.com. Much love to you and your pets, and see you next week.